And now, time for the court time. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well and the on-giant mystery. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. Shut up, Maggie. No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Oh, Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Hey, pal. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. Creepy. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this will help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. This is a small bottle that turned up in Trey Bian's kitchen a couple of days ago. Oh, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. It's got so many, overflow onto the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. Let me taste it. It did not taste good. Finally got the analysis back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it the poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears? You mean... Yes, the medication Glenn L. was using for his ruptured eardrum.
I got an earache and I don't even care.
What was Glenn L.'s ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Interesting. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but... that's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Today's trial. Gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Let's go, evil Phoenix. Also, Godot. It's been a while since we've seen Godot. Court is in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting, as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank it from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio for an earpiece in his left ear. Yet, the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. You lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You gotta change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seeds in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today, I'll prove it. Very well, let the first witness take the stand.
Wow.
And you are? Oh, bonjour, everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner, head chef of Le Tribulations restaurant. Enchanté. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am la pert and perky gentleman, non? On the day of the incident, you were in Tribulations' kitchen. Isn't that right? With you, monsieur. Huh? Everything feels right. Huh. Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Tribulations. Oui, volunteers. What did you see? When it all happened, there was 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new arts decors that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Wait, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse, non? Mirror? Oui, un grande mirror. The most enormous mirror. And suddenly, the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright. Let's do this. What all happened? There was just 2 customers in my restaurant. And who were the 2 customers exactly? Of course, the young man who died. And the other not-so-young man? You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? Guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. Remember I was experimenting with some new art decoration that day. Okay. You were experimenting with art deco? How come I never heard about that before today? You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur. Please stay on topic. Now why didn't you tell the court about this before? But I did, just a few moments ago. Ahem. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decorateur? No, an art deco is a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Ah, yes, of course, that deco. I was trying to achieve a more feminine look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of the decor. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Interesting. How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Well, something about 4 meters wide and about 2 meters high. Let's see, if 1 meter is about 1 yard. Holy glass and frame, that's huge! I was intending on installing a glass ceiling eventually, The ceiling? Is there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. Might know, but I decided not to go through with it. Was it in the end? What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? Shall we press Shane?
Yes. Press.
If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But... You didn't ask, right? You'll have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Tribune the day before the incident. Really? He wasn't lying? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Tribune, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Huh. If you wanted to doubt someone, try it. Look in the mirror. Oof, got him. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Perhaps that's what the old man was looking at. Normally, I expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. But it's an old man we're talking about.
Aren't his eyes bad, or is that someone else?
No, that was his memory's bad, remember? That was established.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, Try, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-haired lawyer and the top-notch chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over there? Well, Try. Ungodly cool guy.
He's not wrong.
Oh, not the hair. I do not have a top knot. You insulted our hairs. Mr. Godot is correct. Oh no. No. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. Bien, logic as one la day. Le couple of earpiece and glasses would have seen everything in reverse, huh? Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse. Oui? Hey Nick, we should take a second and think about what old CD said in testimony. How do you phrase it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without doubt. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. Okay, so let's factor everything he's saying with the possibility of a mirror being there, right? So that means everything is on his right side?
Yeah.
And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. So does that mean that Kudo was looking into the mirror the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. If he saw everything he described reflected in the mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh? And that clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Huh. It's kind of hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but... Do you think OC saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We just gotta dig deeper. Okay. Oh, we're out of statements. Okay.
So I gotta present something.
Yeah. When all happened, 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember experimenting with art decoration, a large mirror between the tables. That's what the old man was looking at, perhaps. The cup, earpiece, and glasses. Everything would have been in reverse. Well, let's go to the floors. So if that happened there, and the old man saw the mirror, where was the old man sitting then?
You've seen in between would be the mirror. But then Because what it sounds like is we originally seen was he was from the table directly south in the right chair. But he said he knocked over a vase, right? But it wasn't knocked over?
He said he knocked over his vase, but that doesn't... One second. There was another photo we had.
Crime scene photo. So is that actually a mirror, or did he only have one mirror?
Wait, I don't see a mirror in this photo at all.
It's supposed to be on, I think, on that center.
Like the wall, right?
Yeah, that center wall on the other side.
Scene? You're saying the picture frame behind him? That's where the mirror was?
Like behind that center wall is supposedly the mirror then.
Oh, so behind the empty chair in front of him, on that wall, is where a mirror would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so assuming that's the logic.
So he would have had to been sitting on the table directly south on the right.
Like
chair,
bottom
then.
right?
Yeah. Because he would have seen the reflection.
Ah, okay. Okay,
But
so he's
then-
wearing it on his right. If he's wearing it on his right ear and then it's reflected off of that mirror, wouldn't it still be his right ear in the reflection from his point of view?
I mean, mirrors reflect.
Right.
They give it the opposite.
I think I'm just overthinking this right now. Everything will be in reverse. Everything will be in reverse. Between the table. Let me repress this. I just want to review the info. It's big. Yep. It's installed on the ceiling. Okay. Mirror in the ceiling. Nope. I'm trying to figure out where they were putting it. It's about mirror. Okay. Mirror delivered. Okay. So what are you thinking, Shane? I'm thinking like
Crime scene photo on what you've seen?
yeah, because I'm thinking of using the crime scene photo because this photo doesn't have a mirror in it, you know?
On which statement though? What are all? I think it was the table one.
A large mirror between the tables. If he was gonna have a large mirror in between the tables, then why isn't there a mirror in the booth in front? You know? Like the booth with the chair on the left side, there should be a
Yeah.
mirror there if he was experimenting, but there's not.
Only in one of the walls.
Only in one, but he said he was experimenting with mirrors in between all the tables, wasn't he? So how come there's no mirrors there?
Try that.
Alright.
What are the? Oh, wrong.
Damn. No.
There's a different statement then.
Okay. We got this.
All right.
Having a large mirror between the tables. Perhaps
What's
that's what the old man was looking at.
what's more left?
Experiment with some new
remember-
art decoration. A large mirror between the tables. Perhaps that's what the old man was looking at. Cup and glasses. Everything would have been. He would have seen everything in reverse.
Maybe we're doing the crime scene too early.
Maybe.
What was the cup, the earpiece?
Wait, the coffee
Wait,
cup. even if this was reversed, he still picked up with his right hand because of the mark.
Yeah. Wait.
A
Look up,
mirror.
and look glasses.
A mirror reflecting that still doesn't matter because he still picked up his right hand. You know.
But he said he picked it up with his left hand. So it would still be his right hand.
Oh,
that got cleared up.
Oh, okay. Everything would have been seen in reverse.
The cup plate, earpiece, and what's the guy's profile? What was the dead guy?
It's on his left ear.
So wait, if it was reversed, he should have seen it on his right.
That's true.
Do we throw that at it? At that one?
Yeah. So we're saying. So now our argument is, if everything is reversed, how come he's still wearing it on his left ear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you smart, Shane. You smart. The cough cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Cool's testimony for a sec, shall we? The boy was wearing the same earpiece on the same side of the green lens of specs. No question, you can lock me if I'm wrong. It was the left ear, without doubt. So, to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactamente. You see, Monsieur, now that you think about it, it is not so hard, non? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in the mirror, why is it the HMD is now on the wrong side of the head? Order! And Mr. Wright's correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye. How bitter. Try, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase, sorry apology Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony. Exactly. The old man had one really grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg?
His power level.
Clearly, it's the victim's power level. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece in those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Huh. Well, Trike. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought he was OCD for a minute there. Kudo's good. Enough. I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boy of a contradiction he found was just a rash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans of the restaurant. The mirror. Alois, is everyone sitting comfortably?
I'm thinking now is when the victim or the crime photo will.
La mirror. It was in the
it's
middle.
right there?
It's in the middle? What? I thought it was like in between the tables. Literally in the middle of the floor.
Oh, now that it fucking explains everything.
It was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat at which we can see an image of the victim.
Completely changes everything.
That was the seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it would not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. I see no problems with this explanation we just heard. From the table next to the victim, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little croquette I am, confessing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. I hate that guy. You say he didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Volunteers, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Okay. That was not where I thought the mirror was going to be.
Not at all.
It was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. Doesn't that mean this is immediately a controversial because there's no mirror here?
Yeah, because then...
Because this picture is taken from the bottom left table, if I'm correct.
On the far left,
Yes.
or on the left, that's where the old man would have been sitting.
Yes. So this picture is already a contradiction immediately.
Yeah, but we gotta find the statement.
Okay, here's the mirror divided two halves. So in one seat, which we could have seen an image of the victim. Something is this one. This sounds like it. Let's see at the table next to the victim. That's where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way, but naturally I did not touch anything else. I guess we can press just to be safe, right?
Press them, and then they'll give us more context on where to put the crime photo.
So run by me again. The mirror's here, correct? Yeah, but the picture is taken on the bottom left table. So,
it was like in where the mirror is.
Yeah.
That's where the photo was taken.
Okay.
At least that's what it looks like in the crime scene photo.
We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Look who's talking, Trite. You're obstructing my view, among other things. But, this is my seat in the courtroom. Tribulations' charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot will hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Wright. I tell you, Monsieur, the mirror was there in the middle of the restaurant. It's on one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. And what would that be? Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer. Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I attract the older ones too, you know, handsome. Shall I tease you too? Ugh. I'm racing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. Damn, Godot. Gain the ladies.
Coffee?
Oh, it's a coffee. I bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Bien, I will tell you, there was only one seat from which she could have seen. Let's see, at the table next to the victim, where old man was sitting. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat? Mine, monsieur, it is obvious, known. If you look at the plans, you understand. The victim would have reflected in the mirror like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would have seen everything, known. So
I got the crime scene photo for, I think might be this statement.
Okay, so that's the seat old CD was sitting in that day. When the poisoning happened. The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kinda odd? After the terrible incident, I moved the mirror so not in the way.
Look at the crime scene photo.
Wait a
Because
second.
that's where the mirror would have been.
Wait a second. I see something interesting. If he was sitting at the table on the left, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he say he knocked the vase over?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's this vase standing up doing, huh?
Huh.
We got him.
So, the last statement, and then, or not last statement, but like the previous one from that one.
After the terrible incident, I moved the mirror. Wait, what was his last
Left.
statement?
No, left.
Left?
No, left. Left again. That one.
Oh,
Crime
okay.
scene photo. No, not
This
that
one?
That
This one?
Yeah.
See, that was where the old man was sitting, okay? Crime scene photo. This one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Objection! This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we just heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist? Huh, sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite.
God damn.
You know, he really hates us. Now then, if the defense will please clarify a statement. What is the
Vase,
something
right?
that should not exist in this photo? Vase, right?
Yeah, the left.
Watch out! Take that! I think it's pretty obvious that this is what's not showing in the picture. The vase? What possible connection does this have to do with the witness testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. This apology letter. There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all. Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribune that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Mon Dieu! Don't try to confuse the court, right? Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in that restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in her ear which she couldn't hear?
It was
What are you
a
thinking?
different day.
It was a different day? Oh, it could be a different day.
Because why else would he have that?
Yeah, it could be a different day. You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Troy, then this problem's all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. I actually didn't consider the fact that it could have been a different day, Shane.
Old man's old, and his memory's confusing the days.
Yeah? Are you gonna be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction,
Or-
Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us. There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample
Oh,
CD
wait.
on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Oh, damn, Phoenix. Sure.
It's...
What?
It could have been the victim was in actually cahoots. Because he did that virus and everything.
But he's dead, though. Right?
Things went wrong.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. Oh, the victim is a phony?
The whole ear thing could have been
is a
lie.
setup? Yeah, the whole situation was a setup? It was a fake?
Think so. Because I don't think...
Obviously, it's not the ear doctor.
No.
It makes sense.
And the more striking thing would be the victim is a phony.
Yeah. Okay. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet, there's one simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events.
My original theory still sticks.
What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg.
Does everyone have imposters?
Is this case, the theme of this case is imposters? Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? He brings out the guns.
No.
That's right. Are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purposes of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo. Get real, Troy. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defense chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Oh la la la, this is more difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Trey Beyond that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole world truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in details the events in the restaurant that day. Yeah, this is a whole big crime scene. Crime that happened,
Big old crime.
La victim, Monsieur Elk, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There was no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Monel became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later. The poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony doula acting. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. Je vous demande pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. But we...
Surprised you didn't get all, punish me, whoa-hoy.
For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. You took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Okay. Victim, he came to my restaurant alone. Was he alone at his table as well? Oui, I saw him from the kitchen. And the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table. Unfortunately for you, Wright. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes it seem wise all of a sudden. Remember, old man arrived not long after him. We're getting to the heart of this. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oui, he comes here often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. Trash. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. What question should we ask, Shane?
He already said like 5 minutes after, so maybe say what time was it?
Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25. Okay, so we got 2:25 down. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So, the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of day will be added to the witness testimony.
Oh?
Oui, Monsieur George. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? Glad at least one person's in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Remember old man Wright often just after 2 p.m. Okay.
I think it's the last statement that we gotta present something to.
Okay.
Or the new one.
So the 2 p.m. one?
No, the last, like, the actual last, all the way to the right.
Okay, well, let's continue pushing until we make our way there. There were no other customers. So the only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim? How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Tribulations? Honestly, yes. We have asked this question like 20 times.
Yep.
You never catch me drinking the same blend twice. Huh? You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant. But you're wasting your time. You can't grind birdseed to make coffee if you catch my drift. But there's a hole in this testimony somewhere, I'm sure of it. When he got word he won the lottery, Moel became very excited. Did you see him? No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I remember him shouting, "Yes, I have $1,000,000. Presumably, the defendant heard that too, then, correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove. And what about Mr. Kudo? The old man choked on some birdseed. It's like a stuck in his throat. Seems we now have yet another incident in our hands. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur. Sorry? What do you mean? There is the renowned chef Jean Armstrong and the tragic poet Clarice Armstrong. Clarice? Oui. I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef and $500,000 of debt.
Huh.
Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on the lottery. It is called Pourquoi? It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for the court. Please don't.
Oh no.
I thought they were gonna give us an option. Dialogue option. Let's hear it. There's no time.
See, Phoenix wouldn't want to hear it. So he's gonna say no.
No, there was no time for a phony to do the acting. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred? I asked the old man to call from the payphone. By your own argument, right? The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man could see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity will completely disappear. Indeed. Bien, it seems the shadow door has been lifted, n'est-ce pas? I guess Mr. Armstrong's connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elk and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all.
Not for when he left to get the call. That could have been when the real body was put there.
Yep. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act? We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. Alright. What are we doing, Shane? What are we attacking?
The new statement, the very, very last one.
I thought the news statement was the 2 p.m. one.
Was it that one?
Yeah, because remember we asked,
wait.
what time did he get there? And he's like, after 2 p.m. And then we added into this testimony.
Oh, yep. I think you're right.
Let's see if there's anything involving time. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Wait.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 1:30? Hold up.
That's way earlier.
That's way earlier. That's right. We doing this, right?
Yep.
Oh, we gotcha. I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. What? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Wait, that must be the show Mong-El was listening to. I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder...
No, I don't. Not guilty. Just doesn't let him continue.
You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, right? If you have one. That show was broadcasted live at 1:30 p.m. And it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30? Now supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No. This victim, we've been told, has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio for ruptured eardrum? Catching a show that was already over? There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts.
Victim was fucking insane.
Yeah, that's right. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Tribulations that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy? Quite a performance, Trite. You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony elk is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? No.
Inside the restaurant.
The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's the intense pressure in here all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. L conceived? Inside Tribulations.
Inside?
It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Tribulations. Interesting. But where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body is concealed inside Tribulations is...
Ooh, the kitchen.
The body was in here! I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? We go into it right here, baby. Why was this in the kitchen, huh?
Le kitchen?
Le small bottle. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No. I've never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Tribulations. Quoi? But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. L visited our orthogenealogical clinic. Still butchering that word up. and was given medication that day. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle matched the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Glenelg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, did you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No. Oh, order. This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenelg? Never. I could not do such a horrible thing. No. Well, Mr. Godot. The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules.
Jesus Christ.
Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you had by now? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about brand new flavor in your ear, my H. Jefferson friend? Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It is a trap. Listen to me. Por favor. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong. And por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? No, absolutely not. I simply, Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. And my lightning bolt, as I am God. Oui.
I will destroy you.
It's clear. What do they always say in the movies? I got a bad feeling about this. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me.
That man.
You were forced? By who? I cannot say, or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then.
Is this the man?
Points to himself. When Mr. L died, was he really the only person at his table? There was. There was another man. I knew it! Meg was telling the truth. I can't believe I didn't believe it until this very moment. Let me cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer.
I mean, you can just, like, slam the profile in the second one, right?
Yeah. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. Let's press it just to be safe. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oui, I carried him. And I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there. But why did you hide the bodies? A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If he won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man? I had to go along because there was a reason why I cannot refuse. And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, Monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. A bit too male. Can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reasons. So I'll just have to prove it with evidence. I did not kill him. I swear, you must believe me. So, you're claiming that all you did was hide the bodies? Is that correct? Oui, that's right. If we are to believe you, Miss Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who ordered you to do this. He's already confessed as much. He might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. And sock into him, Nick. Show him your selfie photo right now. Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. The man forced me to do it. I had no choice.
Was it this man?
Was it this man? Let's end this dance of ring around the rose, Mr. Armstrong. This is the man that you've been referring to. Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, I don't know. Maybe a month ago in this very courtroom? This man is Furio Tigre. He's the manager of a loan office called Tender Lender. There's no point trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong. I know you couldn't go against Mr. Tigre. At least, not while he had this on you. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you. Oui, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong. Le Tiger. He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand a repayment loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body in the inconsistent Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery tickets are found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable. Mr. Godot. You will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. "30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. Oh, he's pissed. He is real mad. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the? Don't sit back and relax yet, Trite. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. Alright, Shane, you ready for the showdown?
Yeah.
Woo!